Hello students, today we are going to discuss what is ascites, how it is produced in BCLD and what is its mechanism and its management. Now there are three mechanisms by which this ascites is produced mainly. First of all, we know that in cirrhosis, the liver is fibrosed and shrunken. So the sinusoids, venous sinusoids within the liver, they are compressed and they cause increased resistance to the portal blood flow, because we know that portal vein it through the sinusoids is connected to the veins of the right heart. So there will be increased portal pressure, and this increased portal pressure will lead to leakage of the fluid into the third space. This is the first mechanism. Second is when there will be less blood in the vessels because of the leakage into the third space, there will be less perfusion to the kidneys. As a defense mechanism, what happens that in order to restore the kidney perfusion, the nature activates renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system in order to restore the decreased blood supply to the kidneys by causing sodium and water reabsorption and causing vasoconstriction. But this sodium and water reabsorption and the vasoconstriction, it further worsens ascites. And the third mechanism is decreased production of the proteins by the liver. When there will be no proteins in the blood vessels, there will be osmotic pressure will be low. So fluid will further leak into the third space. So these are the three mechanisms. Now, how we manage the ascites in DCLD? First of all, we restrict the sodium because there is already sodium reabsorption. Secondly, diuretics. And thirdly is the abdominal paracentesis. In this picture, you can see that we insert a needle in the abdomen and through a tubing, we drain the fluid out. If there is a large volume ascites, we do this abdominal paracentesis under the cover of the albumin so that the osmotic pressure is restored. But there are complications of this procedure, like it can lead to hypotension if albumin is not given. Then there can be bleeding, infection, persistent leakage of the fluid from the punctured site. So diuretics, they are given in moderate to mild ascites. First is mineralocorticoid antagonist spironolactone, which is basically an aldosterone antagonist, and this aldosterone antagonist, it combats the unnecessary activation of aldosterone which is produced in ascites patient because of decreased perfusion to the kidney. So it is the diuretic of choice. Then we can add Lasix in it, loop diuretic, because this diuretic, when it is combined with spironolactone, it has got synergistic effect and it produces more effective diuresis or diuretic effects. Third is TIPS, that is transjugular intrahepatic portosystemic stenting, in which we connect the portal vein to the jugular veins through a stent. So we bypass the liver because it is basically the distorted architecture of the liver and distorted sinusoids within the liver which are producing portal hypertension. So when that obstruction is bypassed, the portal hypertension is decreased and ascites is not produced. And finally, since it is decompensated liver disease, so the final and definitive treatment is liver transplantation. I hope this video will be useful for you. Thank you for watching.